This is my worst thumbnail.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That is a good picture of Selena Vega, and it is a good picture of the Burger King, who I believe is gonna run across the field. Because that's the only time I associate Burger King is with those old NFL commercials at Burger King when he would run across the field and be high stepping, and that's what Sammy looked like. It suits him well.
So, yeah, that's what I was working with today. I had other things I could have worked with, but I chose to go with that because I could have also had this, but it just didn't. It didn't feel like it worked well for the image.
Becky looked like she's about to die.
But Becky looked like she's accepted that her fate is death.
You know, I wish this is what happened with the movie Sleeping Beauty. I kind of
Yeah.
wish this was the end of the movie, in which somebody would just do the KOD. Just do Sleeping Beauty while she was asleep on that table. Like, oh shit, that's what happened.
You're
Cause that's how
evil,
Sasha's
Marcus.
laid out. That's how Sasha's laid out.
Do you know what? I wouldn't. Do you know what the worst part is? Landing on Sasha is not going to be comfortable. Like it's all bone.
All bone and rhinestones. Like, what the fuck are you, like a cheese grater?
We could have had this.
Yeah, but how many times have we had that? But then
I
again,
mean,
Paul
church
Heyman
is in
praying.
session. Church
Yeah.
is in session.
I mean, the dude got through it. He got through it. He had to tell Brock Lesnar the truth. I've never liked you. I've never loved you. This is the man I love. Okay? You need to get over it. All right? Yes, I fathered your child. But this is the real man I went. And his friends. Oh, that's some bullshit right there. That's just
Yeah,
bullshit.
it didn't feel like it fit the narrative after what happens to her later in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, she just falls apart. They didn't get all the contracts signed, right? I think Becky
No.
was the last. I think Becky's the only one. Tune into
All
Raw
right.
when Charlotte Flair shows up.
I don't know if that's happening. Charlotte was not mentioned once in this.
She will be. She will be. She's been to.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass, and you are watching the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Remember to like the video and subscribe. Ow, ow,
Hey, hey, hey!
Oh,
Check out the Marcus and Manny show.
I hate you both right now. You guys are ridiculous.
That was me watching the Dodgers Giants last night, just in frustration. I can't believe it! Stop
That's literally
swinging
how
at
my-
those balls.
literally how my body feels right now. And the thing is, he's in a set of joy and in comfort, whereas like that looks to me like he's in pain.
Yeah.
Ah!
Look at them. You will not believe what they made me do at work today. You would not believe it. Jesus. What's my
Welcome
job? It's not my responsibility. Ah!
Welcome everybody to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am of course Lord Manny Hayes, and I'm joined by
Marcus the Crown Finale. And Manny, can I also imply that if they do another live action version of The Lion King, I need Seth Rollins to play Scar, because that's how I imagine Scar looked 90% of the time when Mustafa was running the kingdom.
what
Just
with
into
the
the
dazzle
ground.
jacket.
Yes. just do humans instead of the lions, and just put Seth Rollins in the Scar, and he's wearing that bedazzled jacket. He's sitting in Pride Rock, just upset about everything Mustafa's doing, just ruining the kingdom, feeding everybody. Yeah,
So how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm ready to recover today. The Dodgers lost horribly last night,
What's the
but
score?
4-0. Yep, they didn't show
That's
up.
not horribly.
That is horrible in baseball playoffs. I mean, you didn't show up. You got no runs. You got like 2 hits. They were swinging at nothing. We were begging for everything. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. Back to formula. Tonight, we need to bounce back and whoop the Giants up in their hometown. We need to kick them out of San Francisco and claim their land to be ours.
Claim their land.
Yes.
Okay.
Need some real historical shit to happen. Historical shit.
So you ready to get into today's show?
Yes.
Okay, so I've divided SmackDown into King of the Ring and then the rest of SmackDown.
We'll simplify everything.
The
The simplifier.
So King of the Ring. The bracket is as follows for the men. We got Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn in one bracket, Cesaro, Finn Balor in the other for SmackDown, and then we got Kofi Kingston, Jinder Mahal, and then Xavier Woods versus Ricochet. Which
Sorry, I don't know who before.
Siri doesn't know who Ricochet.
I have no idea who that is.
So
you mean Richard O'Shea?
So tonight on SmackDown we get Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, which was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good match, and then Sami Zayn advances, and then we got another great match between Cesaro and Finn Balor, where I feel like that should have been a semi-final match. If we're completely being honest.
Nah, I give Cesaro an 8 seed. He's definitely an 8 seed.
Yeah, I still think that's a semi-final match rather than Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor.
Well, there should have been more people in this tournament. It's like 6 people or whatever it is, or 8, and it's very small. Like we should have had another 8, and have people fight 2 matches.
Yeah,
They lost themselves some gauntlet matches. Why not just do that?
And due to Sami Zayn's heritage of being Syrian, and I still think there's issues between Saudi Arabia and Syria. I think it's a definite that Finn Balor's making this final to face off in the Crown Jewel.
Yep. But the number one thing I saw in the bracket that got my eye, that captured my eye, I know it ain't happened yet. We're getting Kofi and Woods. Kofi and Woods to the death.
Do you think Kofi's gonna just like lie down and let Woods go to the final?
No. He's gonna fight him. He's gonna come at him with the thunder. All right, he's gonna come with all the thunder, all the Sunday Night Heat. All the velocity. He's gonna bring a shotgun on Saturday night. He's doing it all. He's gonna bring it up.
Have you got anything else to talk about this men's bracket?
No, I'm a little disappointed with the Rey Mysterio Sami Zayn match. I wanted this to be the moment where Dominic turned. I wanted this to be it. I wanted him to cost him the King of the Ring. Because Rey was talking spicy.
Yeah, so I like the fact that Rey Mysterio kicked it off with saying it would make him sick if Sami Zayn became king. Pat McAfee saying Rey Mysterio is a 75-year-old veteran. And then we go to the back where Sami tells Dominic he may be better than his father, and it's time that he be his own man because Rey Mysterio is treating him like a child.
Yes, truth. Someone telling the truth to Dominic. He's exposing his father for being basically a soccer mom or a peewee dad or something like that along those lines. He needs to stay away from him. But I also find it funny that Rey Mysterio, the king of mysteries, have never actually won anything that gave him that crown.
So we move over to women's bracket.
And what the hell? Nakamura's not even in it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he just gave up his crown just like that. I was like, I want to respect the King of the Ring. I'm like, why are you respecting the King of the Ring?
Yeah. You didn't respect the King of the Ring when Corbin had the crown.
Yeah.
You took it to the mid of his reign. He had a 2-year expansion. It's bullshit.
So we move over to the women's bracket called the QueensCrown. So
they don't own the rights to Queen of the Ring, you know.
I think someone must have it. Someone must have it.
Someone owns that and they're probably pissed about it, going like, sons of bitches. Y'all are never gonna use that, are you?
Nope. Although the Queen's Crown does sound kind of cooler.
It does.
Yeah, it's almost like the Queen's Gambit, the Netflix show.
Yep. So look at these brackets. Who you got? Let's say you didn't see SmackDown this week. Who you got?
Realistically, you got to look at that bottom bracket over on Raw. Shayna Baszler versus Dana Brooke. Shayna Baszler's going straight to the final.
Yeah, she got... I mean, they may as well gave her a bye in the first round. And then she gets to fight the winner of Doudrop and Natty, which could go either way at this point.
Yeah.
And then you got the final. Like, that's clearly what's going on in that bracket. It's bracketology 101, people. Shayna Baszler is already in the finals. There's no way she's not going there.
Okay, so there was a little bit of fan backlash between Selena Vega and Toni Storm, because everyone believed that Toni Storm should have been the one to go through. I personally felt like that would have been the right thing to do, but we don't know where they're going with story. And everyone was clamoring that Selena Vega wasn't used right and all this stuff prior to her initial release.
This is you people. You people. You're like, oh man, remember y'all were crying about Selena ain't won a match. Selena ain't did this. Why did they re-sign her if she just got a job? Well, they give her something. They give her a victory over Toni Storm. Next thing you know, the whole internet goes ablaze. Oh my God, what happened to Toni Storm? Why are they pushing Toni Storm? Toni Storm had no chance to win this goddamn tournament. And I don't want anybody to ever say she was. What was Toni Storm really going to do with the Queen's crown or the Queen of the Ring? Queen Toni don't have anything to... Oh, Queen Selena.
I don't... I personally don't think Toni Storm has the character or the ability to pull off a promo like that, and just yet. She can get better and everything, but I feel like the people that are left in that bracket can talk better than Toni Storm.
Yeah, I feel like Selena Vega, as the Queen of the Damned, as she normally dresses up as Aaliyah from Queen of the Damned in her outfit, would be an excellent queen. She would be an excellent queen, and she could talk a lot of shit and be amazing. Also in that bracket, I also have Carmella being a better queen than Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan can't do shit with that.
I know it's probably going to go on for a little bit longer, but I hoped that this may be the end of Liv Morgan Carmella. But I feel like it's going to continue.
No, this was definitive.
Eric said, will people be outraged if Doudrop wins? I mean, yeah, because she doesn't fit... They don't fit the mold of what people like, because everyone just shits on the bigger females.
Yep. So Doudrop can't win. Natty can't win. Liv and Toni are out. So Carmella, to me, is the only one coming out of that bracket alive. And aren't you going to be... Isn't everybody going to be happy to see Carmella versus Shayna Baszler in that final, where Shayna absolutely annihilates her?
You don't know that. Vince may like him some Carmella.
Yeah, he may like her, but at this current moment, as we're talking right now, Shayna Baszler is taking arms, legs, and limbs and ended the career of Dana Brooke, I think. That's where she's at right now in her career.
To honor a comedian that died earlier this year, Sean Locke, a British comedian, when Carmella puts that mask on, it's a tough wank.
What? Agreed. By the way, but hilarious.
If you succeed, you won something.
Yeah. The mask gimmick though, I enjoy it. It's just like, to me, the similar with Cody had his mask, and
but that mask has no give. That mask literally has no give.
My favorite part of the match, though, which made no sense whatsoever, because this match was like 1 minute, but it made no sense. Carmella had Liv Morgan beat from the word jump, but then Liv started to reach for the mask, and Carmella released the hold for no reason. If she would have just kept the hold on, Liv would have passed out. There was no reason to release that hold.
So, let's get to that.
You need her face? You're an
animal, Eric.
You're a terrible person. Faces.
So the men got a lot more time.
I just tell them to put their face down.
So the men clearly got a lot more time match-wise for the tournament matches. The women, 5 minutes and maybe 2 minutes here or there for both matches.
I'm glad Liv Morgan and Carmella didn't go longer than what it did, because it was horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. There's
Yeah.
reasons why matches get cancelled, and like they pick, oh, this match is gonna be bad. Let's not put it on. So I can see why that match got pulled a couple of weeks ago.
So it doesn't work. But go ahead.
So we're ready to move on to the main bits of SmackDown, all the talking bits, because there was no other wrestling apart from the King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown.
Well, you know, you had Finn and Cesaro.
That was
Or
the King of the
Cesaro.
Ring match.
Yeah.
There was no other wrestling involving the tournament.
Yeah, you're right.
So SmackDown actually kicked off with TableCon, where Bianca Belair had her own table, Becky Lynch had her own table, and Sasha Banks stood on the announce table.
Yeah.
To kick
Well,
off SmackDown.
well, I like to interpret what was going on. Is at first there was a table in the ring for the contract, and then Becky decided to bring a table, and Sasha was like, "Fuck! I didn't think of bringing my own table. Therefore, I will stand on her table and let people know that I'm here." But Bianca said she had beat both of them up right off the jump. I don't know why they're doing this outside the ring stuff.
Eric said, I just feel the internet will always be mad at whatever WWE does because they have the experience. I feel like you're taking a shot there, Eric, but, but I'll leave that alone. I like that Big Becky was just like she was looking, it felt like she was looking for words and treading carefully on potentially saying something offensive. Like, Sasha, you're looking like a disco ball looking fool.
You Diana Ross disco ball looking face. I don't want to say the other part. You know what I want to say, but I can't say it on TV. I'm not going to get canceled, okay? You're not canceling me.
But for the first time in a while, Bianca Belair stood out more in the promos than anyone else in this segment. She was the best. She cut the best promo out of the three of them.
Yeah. She just demanded, she was like, you guys are acting like you're tough and you guys all talk this, but I'm right here in the ring. And she stood tall. She looked like the biggest star in the segment at that point, which I think was the point, which was good.
So let's go back, let's track back a bit. So Bianca losing to Becky Lynch at SummerSlam in 28 seconds or 26 seconds.
Yes.
Now that you've got more story behind it, do you feel like it's justified or do you think it's still a wrong decision?
I still kind of hate the decision. I still hate it. I would have rather had the match. I was there live and I thought I was getting that match.
Yeah.
That's the stinger. You're like, oh, we're about to get this? We're about to get this? Didn't see that coming, and it's still just like a 26-second blow-off thing. And I'm going to say this right now on this show. That would have never happened in the AEWs. They would have never did anything like that. But with that being said,
there's no woman of that magnitude for that to happen anyway.
that's beside the point, Manny. That's beside the point. But the idea of getting the belt off of Bianca and having her chase the title and fight these women like this is a better position for her than her being champion. The chase is always better.
Yeah. So they hit the contract end in madness like it always does. It felt like it went on a bit too long before they got to the spot they wanted to, which looked like it was supposed to be a double KOD through the table, and then Sasha wriggled free, and then how do you get kicked onto a table like that?
I don't know. Have you ever played the old video games? You throw somebody close enough to a table, you hit a button, they just roll up to the table. That's what happened. Sasha lives a video game in her head.
And then she KOD's Becky through Sasha.
Yep. And excitement ensues. That was it was just like, oh shit. Although Becky and Bianca looked like they were a tag team in the leather they were wearing. Yeah. Like they should have teamed together to fight whoever else. But next week on SmackDown, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks. First time in a while. We gotta get this match.
Well, so SmackDown, this doesn't affect me, but SmackDown in America next week is on FS1. And they're going 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
Which prompted Mr. TK to be like, oh, we're going head to head next week. I can't wait to beat you. This salty little bitch.
It's going to be interesting. Will SmackDown on FS1 pull enough people onto that show.
Well, they should be
And
already
beat
there,
Dynamite.
right?
Yeah, they should be able to beat them. But the fact is, they have to beat them. For AEW to shut up, they have to beat them not only in viewers, they have to beat them in a demo.
They won't be
And in that first 30 minutes of Rampage. Rampage go, no matter what, Rampage is going to argue and be like, oh man, here we go. We beat them in the first 30 minutes. Or the last 30 minutes of this show.
I wouldn't even have announced the extra time that they were going to give to SmackDown next week. I would have announced it. I would have just left it quiet. I would have announced it going to be on FS1 all this year, and then let it happen. And then announce it on Wednesday at Dynamite, because it was probably going to be a tape show at Dynamite with Dynamite next week, and then you'd be like, oh shit.
No, I think Dynamite is live next week.
Oh no, wait, Dynamite's on Saturday next week, isn't it?
Yeah, because Dynamite's on Saturday. Rampage is going to be live. They're doing the reverse this time. And taping Dynamite after Rampage.
Interesting.
We got a show! And then next week, CM Punk will be wrestling somebody later. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're not in that segment yet.
He's wrestling Evan Bourne. I can't remember his...
Not side down, Manny. Stop using his slave name.
Eric says, it appears Bianca's power level is increasing. WWE development know how to make women wrestlers. Eric also went on to say, if WWE wins, what excuse will TK make? Because he did call them out. They blame baseball for the ratings drop of Dynamite. Who watches baseball but Marcus or not? There's other people that watch baseball, Eric.
Come on, baseball did well. You can't take that away. They had the drop. It was because of baseball. But it wasn't that much of a drop. There was only 100,000 people.
Anyway, baseball numbers always do well.
But the thing is, in Eric's defense of that, they only lost 100,000 viewers in what they normally get in the baseball bracket. No, Eric, you're wrong. Baseball has 6 million people watching. 6 million.
Hit Road promotional spot. I like that. That was better than the NXT spots they used to have.
Yep, this had higher production. It was like Vince starting to care. Who are these guys again? Hit Row, B-Fab, and they all had an intro. They all had names and stuff. And they're coming to SmackDown real soon. I don't understand why this is the season premiere of SmackDown. Shouldn't the season premiere be when the draft takes effect?
Yeah. So I'm going to do this out of order now. So Mace is coming to SmackDown to annihilate. No, you need not say anything else. Kevin Owens gets beaten up by Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss during Happy Talk. And then Naomi wonders why she wasn't selected for the Queen's Crown tournament. And then Sonya tells her she is not worthy of being a queen or even part of the SmackDown roster. And she should count herself lucky.
And Sonya has had enough. She said, listen, B-word. I don't think she said that. But she said, you're going to have a match next week, and you're fighting me. And Sonya's going to whoop her ass next week. I'm rooting for the ass for Sonya. Although, I think now that Beyonce and Blue Ivy Carter are Naomi supporters, which came out of nowhere in news stories.
Yeah,
Naomi is about to become the champ.
I need that proof, though, because that just came off like like a thread on Reddit. I need actual proof that was said. Because I could be like, you know what? Who's popular? Drake's favorite wrestler is Tony Mamaluke. They make him the best wrestler ever. No, it doesn't.
It does. But Beyonce anointing you as Blue Ivy's favorite friend, they're obsessed with wrestling right now. Psh, damn, you're in trouble. Don't let the Beehive and WrestleMania team up this year. Don't let that happen. That's too much. And WrestleMania is in Texas. WrestleMania is in Texas next year. That's Beyonce's hometown.
You just proved this is false information. How long has it been since Naomi actually wrestled? Like actually, that child is watching nothing.
Hold on.
That child is watching nothing.
Hold on. Just because Naomi's her favorite wrestler does not mean she doesn't watch the rest of the product, Fanny. She may get some enjoyment out of seeing Bianca or the tribal chief Roman Reigns. Who knows? Just because your favorite wrestler isn't featured doesn't mean you're not going. But I bet you next week they're gonna be watching BJ Blue Ivy are gonna be watching Naomi fight Sonya Deville and be happy that Naomi beats her in like 2 seconds.
That's not going to be a fair fight.
Oh, it's gonna be fair.
Sonya Deville is going to fight her in a handicap match with like the entire women's division against Naomi, and you know it. Because you know why? Because that's what I would do.
You're a heel general manager, Manny, by heart. But I can see Naomi winning against Sonya in quick time or something, and the match being voided. It's like, that didn't count. That didn't count. We're going to have to redo this Sunday at Hell in the Cell or something.
It's easier to cheer people who look like you. It's true, but it's true, but no one looked like me when I... Well, all the wrestlers did because they had tans. False people.
I'm sure there was a Manny, deep down inside you were supporting Bad News Brown, that you were like, this is the closest I can get right here. He's light-skinned black man.
Ahmed Johnson.
He's too dark for you to support. He doesn't look like you.
You telling me I can't support people of color when I was a child?
When you were a child, no. According to this theory by Eric.
Maybe I was already aware of the cultural differences between white people and the others, where I fully knew I was an other.
Manny came out woke. He came out woke.
I started the woke movement.
I am woke. He just came out the world woke.
Back in '86.
Using all the Crayolas in your crayon box. Talking about all these colors matter. Not discriminating against any of them.
Manny, growing up, who did you get behind? Because I don't think there was any wrestler of your nationality. No, I don't know. I feel like, unfortunately, for most wrestling fans of our age, it was going to be, unfortunately, Hulk Hogan.
See, I was just going to go with nationality or national countryman, and you would just be the British Bulldog guy.
I was a British Bulldog kid. But he wasn't as big as people like to remember.
He was big in Wembley that one night. That one night in Wembley. That's all he had. That one night when he decided to do some black appropriation and have his dreads on. Never seen a British man like that in my life.
Oh, and also J.K. Smush is here, and he says, "Fuck Hulk Hogan."
Fuck the Hulk Hogan. Yes, I know that it's National Fuck Hulk Hogan Week has ended, but guys,
it lives on this channel.
It lives on because we can't celebrate Columbus Day in America no more because of all the shit he's done. Fuck Hulk Hogan National Day continues this Monday.
So we get the Bloodline. Roman asks San Jose to acknowledge Paul Heyman as he did the job he was supposed to and get them Usos onto SmackDown. States that the Bloodline love the wise man. He wants Heyman to be wise and come cleaner and tell the truth that he is responsible for Brock Lesnar's free agency, which he didn't. Like, he didn't. He just went on other things, stating his allegiance to the Bloodline.
He said he didn't want people to think he was beating around the bush. They thought he was gonna be lying and spitting something, but to tell the truth, he had nothing. And he think that the tribal chief and that he thinks the tribal chief is stupid, that he would just tell the tribal chief his plan, that I'm gonna betray you at Crown Jewels? No, I would never do that. I am a wise man. I am not stupid, and neither are you. And we would do our plan like this, which makes me think he's probably doing a plan like this.
And then a trembling Paul Heyman tries to win over Roman by saying it'd be stupid to change allegiances now. Roman tells Heyman to tell Brock Lesnar, which he does.
It was like watching someone break up with somebody and he just cussed them out in front of everybody. Or it was like the kid in school was like, we're not friends anymore. We never were friends. I went to your house and I was using you for the homework. Now stay away from me. Stay away from me. This is who I love. I love the tribal chief. That's basically what he was saying. And then he got on his knees on all four and prayed to Roman.
Hallelujah. Praise Roman.
By the way, Paul Heyman's the best. He's the best.
He is. He needs to brush his teeth, though.
Hey, leave him alone. There's a million other people in this wrestling business that should brush their teeth.
No. British people have taken flack for the amount of plaque in their mouths and how fucked up their teeth are.
Yeah, you know, it's life.
No, I saw deep clean in that mouth.
Why are you being the dentist? Why are you Manny DMD of Paul Heyman right now? Okay,
'Cause look at that.
Why?
Look deep. Look at all that food in there. Look at that. All that yellow in between them teeth. You are.
Why are
he
you
is too-
doing this? Why are you looking at his X-rays?
Because he's too rich of a man to have teeth like that.
When you're that rich, you don't need to brush your teeth.
You do.
Because you can only smell. Because people don't smell your breath anymore. They only smell dollar signs.
The dude whispers in Roman's ear. You know that mouth still smells funky. You know I'm right.
I will not confirm or agree on how Paul Heyman's breath smells, but Manny, I will also say you're probably right.
Eric's already said that's pretty bad. No, it is not pretty bad. It is bad. Eric said, please donate to the show so we can buy some floss for Paul Heyman. And a toothbrush.
And he said, maybe Roman can hook him up with his dentist where he got his new veneers, and they could really work it out together. Really work it out.
So this next segment is in defense of Seth Rollins. So he at the back he states he hasn't crossed any lines and still hasn't got any answer to his challenge. We learned that Edge also. We also learned that he stole a photo from Edge's house and said, "Can you give this back to Edge?"
Hold on. You can only be on that man's side for so long, and he was honest about what he said. He said on the last week previously on Smackdown, as we showed the clips, he said, well, one, he did a legal wrestling move on Edge's that he can't help it's fragile. That's not his fault. Two, he asked for Edge to give him an answer to his challenge. Edge refused to respond, and because he refused, he said he was going to go to his house and get the answer himself. He did not get the challenge, so he went there. He was right. Where he went wrong was stealing that photo. He really shouldn't have went that route. That's the only thing he did wrong.
Is it really breaking and entering if they leave the door open?
It is. It's not the breaker. It's trespassing.
Yeah, but they left the door open.
Yeah, it's poor on their part. But yeah. I just wanted to update if Daniel and David got there or not. And if
Clearly
so.
not, if he was able to steal a photograph. At the end of SmackDown, Seth demands Edge come out and give him an answer. Seth fully going on the road that he knew Edge wasn't there. But then a car pulls up, and it's Edge, and he makes his way to the ring, beats up the visionary of Drip, and then angrily tells Seth, "You and me, hell in a cell."
Oh! That's an announcement I didn't see coming. I'm going to be honest. I didn't see that coming. When he said it, I went, oh shit, you in trouble now. You can't get out of that. Last time you were in the Hell in a Cell match, it was voted worst match of the year, Seth. You don't really want that.
Eric said Edge can't throw stones. He went to John Cena's house and slapped his father. This adds to the actual argument, Eric. Because Edge is still calling him Edge Light.
And he did the PG version, or not even PG, just the sensible version of not slapping anybody in that house. Although I think he had full intent of slapping Beth Phoenix in the face. He saw Randy Orton do it on TV and think it's legal now.
I mean, believe in your heroes.
Yes. I watched
Don't
the
try
episode of Monday Night Raw where Beth Phoenix got her ass whooped by a man.
They say don't try this at home. But Seth does.
No, the adage is don't try this at home, which Seth took in part. But it doesn't say don't try this in somebody else's home.
So, that was SmackDown.
Average show.
Yeah, it's close to a B, possibly lower for me.
Yeah, if I was in attendance, as I thought about it, I would be upset that I got nothing at a live show. I got a lot of talking segments and about like 5 minutes of wrestling when it comes to Cesaro stuff. And even in the drama and the segments of talking, it wasn't much there either. So
I think because I'm looking at it and I'm comparing it to last week, where it was a lot of shit. Like I didn't care about the wrestling last week. Like I really didn't. Like all the talking spots really mattered, and like hit home for me. So it was just like the show was good, but like,
yeah, it was a draft.
they had a lot more talking spots this week as well. But like it was just like it didn't really hit the same.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the crown jewel at this point.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
Moving to Rampage.
I feel like I gotta do that.
Rampage.
We need to introduce Rampage like Mark Henry introduced the main event. Now it's time for the main event. Creepy smile.
I mean, we have the man that can do that. I mean, Eric's left us. Eric, aka Mark Henry, has left us for Busted Open Radio. Just pretending.
This is talking about how he's pro bullying. That couldn't have been Mark Henry. That had to be Eric. Talking about that he's pro bullying the wrestlers in the back. I'm sure.
Rampage kicks off with CM Punk and Daniel Garcia. Actually, a good match.
Good match. CM Punk extremely winded. But let me tell you the problem I have with this. It's not the match. The match was fine. The show was fine. My main problem centers and targets Mr. 1 CM Punk. I do not want to see him just wrestling random young talent. If you're going to bring someone the caliber of CM Punk back, it is not helping anybody if he's fighting in the mid-card. Throw him into a meaningful feud. Maybe not the title picture. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. But throw him into something meaningful. Don't just have him fighting these random matches.
Well, isn't the problem that him and Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson are the ones that are being used to try and draw attention to Rampage? Like, these guys should be on Dynamite. They shouldn't be having their matches on Rampage where less people are going to see them, but with the hope that you hope more people come and watch it. But like, don't put it at that time slot. They are your main event for Dynamite, and they should stay with them. Stay over there.
Yeah, and it should be the main event of the brand. They should feel special. They feel like they just threw them in there, and now they're just part of the clan. Just a part of the group. Not the clan, but part of the company. Just another, the difference between CM Punk and Jungle Boy is nothing, if you think about the way they're booked.
And Eric says, got on the spot. The problem is that on Wednesday, Punk will discuss how it felt to wrestle Garcia. Yep. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Give him a meaningful story. Just have somebody attack him. Just have one random person attack him and say, Punk, I hate you, and I wish you never came back. Boom. Story.
Well, I'm hoping that with it being about a month to Full Gear, that they're probably going to start moving into this. A meaningful program with Punk for at least.
I hope so. They could have been building something longer. Like Jericho jumped into this Dan Lambert feud just like that. Why couldn't that be CM Punk?
Well, I thought the Team Taz stuff was going to go on for longer, but it feels like that's just moved on.
Yep, that's done. It's already done. They're fighting themselves and ending that storyline.
And then we go backstage where it's Matt Sydal calling Leo Rush a junk Bond salesman, which Leo feels offended, states that everything he is doing is real. And Sydal will need to prove his worth with saying he's got a match against CM Punk next week on Rampage. Which is it's probably going to be a B+ match as well. It's going to be good. Minimum.
Yeah,
that starts there. It's going to be start there. It could be amazing. Whatever. It starts at a B.
My main problem is that as soon as that segment happened, Excalibur goes, Cody Khan already announced it. That's happening right now. And I'm like, what? Leo Rush hasn't even left that segment yet to go ask Tony Khan. And then, Leo Rush and Matt Hardy are the same character.
Eric said, do you feel they have so many matches on Rampage because TK has a fascination of completely competing directly with WWE? I think they overdid it with 4 matches, where the women's match was clearly just a squash match. But like,
that's fine.
Three is enough for that show.
I was
If
okay
they're
with
gonna
the
have,
amount.
if they're gonna have meaningful matches, yeah, 3 is enough for that show.
I was okay with it. I didn't mind it. The women's match was quick. The tag match didn't need to be long. They were fine. It was fine.
And we get the Acclaimed versus the Lucha Bros. What he said, he's packing that heat like Arn Anderson.
Good laugh. Good laugh.
It was a good laugh. And it was a really good match. I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah, it was solid. You know, the claim would never winning nothing. I never
Yeah, I
believed they
feel
had a
like
chance.
that. It's the sad part about having their tag division so stacked, and then wanting to be real. You're not going to get title changes just that quickly.
Is it stacked though, Manny? Is it? This is the only tag
not
team
anymore.
match with a real tag team I've seen in a long time. Their tag team has like disintegrated in this division.
And then, there's a few people injured, but like I feel like they're not even focusing really on tag wrestling anymore. It's more the 8-man and 200-man tag
20
team.
man gang warfare is what we're calling it.
The Conservatives versus the the Republicans versus the Democrats,
Ooh.
or the
Scary
Labour or the Labour Party in the UK versus the Conservatives in the UK.
Yeah.
And then
Whatever that is.
we got the Jade Cargill Sky Blue squash match.
Her name's
I
a
feel
fact.
Sky Blue is just Sky Blue and that Cora Jade that came on the skateboard are basically the same person.
Well, I just feel like Sky Blue is the laziest name I've ever seen in my life. She just walked outside and was like, I can't come over today. You know, I'm just, what's special about you? I don't know. Sky's blue today. Yeah, that's your name.
I mean, coming to the stage, Sky Blue.
Like, what? It's clearly, a fake name. You want to talk about Braun Breaker? Fuck Sky Blue's name. That's a terrible name. That's someone that didn't even try.
And then Jade decides to continue beating Sky Blue down. But Thunder Rosa runs out with a chair and nearly hits her face with the chair, bouncing.
Yeah,
it
I
off
noticed
the
that
rope.
too. Like, oh. But yes, it's all over the TBS title, I believe. That's what we're leading to. It's the TBS Championship. So both of them can win. Instead of them actually still going after the one active women's title there is, I don't see why they're not even going after that. No, we're already going to give our attention to this TBS title.
And then we get the Philly street fight between Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. This match was alright. I just couldn't deal with Taz on commentary.
I was okay with Taz on commentary. He was supposed to be, rooting for his guy and everything, so I was fine with that. It was okay.
Oh, how did
I
you
just
feel?
feel like-
How did you feel when it came to send Hobbs and Hook, and then Jericho repeated it, and I was just more infuriated the more it happened.
I laughed. He's like, send Hobbs and Hook. And he's like, there's Hook. I died laughing because there's that damn Hook. And he got involved. When they could have sent him in the beginning, they just could have stumped out Brian Cage legally with weapons and stuff in the first place. I thought it was a solid match, but I have issues with AEW being the reverse. Like, Tony Khan is Vince McMahon in the reverse sense, in which I am not promoting anybody with any size. I'm promoting only the little guys, no matter what they do. Like, Brian Cage, again, has got nothing since Jordan's coming. Him, the Murder Hawk, and whoever, if you have any size, they treat you like shit. The beginning of Mero, and I don't know, and people want to talk about Brody Lee, did not have a great run in AEW. He lost to Cody. He lost that title.
He was title for a month. I don't know why they keep calling him the greatest TNT champion ever.
Yeah, he had that, a promo, and then he lost it to Cody. They hate people with size. Luchasaurus is doing nothing for being a fucking dinosaur. It's reverse Vince McMahonism. I want my giant man.
Couldn't it just... What? Pause.
What happened?
You run by giant men. Literally what you said.
I don't even know what I said. I don't even know what I was trying to say.
J.K. Smith said, couldn't it have just been called the Women's TV title? Naming it after the channel just feels like forced by a network. Well, they already did it with TNT, so...
Yeah, and, because You can't tell me nothing that they were copying WWE when they did it. Because and you can't tell me anything different, Manny, because WWE had their United States title, so they have to go with it. I'm just messing around.
Oh, well, the USA
Yeah.
Network title.
Yeah.
Eric
around.
said, in honesty, the only thing AEW did well for Brody Lee was how they handled his death right after he died, which is true.
Facts.
And the solidarity of everyone in AEW, where it didn't even get out. The cause of death and stuff like that.
They handled that well. And other than that, it was just like he was champion for a week. Dog collar match. Cody got that belt back real quick. He only won the belt so Cody could go do the Go Big Show.
Yeah. Eric also says, I think the problem with the TBS title is like Marcus said, no one seems to care about the women's title anymore.
She doesn't even have contenders. It's like Britt Baker's this dominant wrestler that nobody want that.
True. So that was the end of Rampage. I think the matches itself, I feel like were two, maybe three. The 3 out of 4 were better than what I got on SmackDown as a whole.
No, I'm going to say Rampage probably was a better show to me than SmackDown. But, the stories of SmackDown are better.
The stories
Even
were
though
better, but the show itself just felt a bit eh.
Yeah. Agreed.
AEW
AEW wins the week. AEW won the week, Manny.
Yeah, they did.
They had the best Dynamite. They had the best Rampage. They won the week.
So Eric said, I think the problem with the TBS title is like, I've read that. Let's not forget he debuted and he was a bad Vince impersonator, which is true.
Yeah, I'm done talking about Brody, all right? I'm done running his
me
name
too.
in the mud. We're not trying to run his name in the mud. I'm just talking about big guys in general.
Because you like them big men. Eric
I like my big men.
So we don't actually have any emails this week, but Eric has asked a question, which actually is like an email question. If you change one thing in pro wrestling and it can't be the fans, what would it be?
Damn! Let's see. If I can't change the fans, because that would be my number one complaint, I would change...
Can I remove the fans?
I am not going to remove the fans, but I will remove the dirt sheets out of wrestling. In all their glory and their backstabbing. Maybe just Dave Meltzer, but...
Can I just have fans and remove the IWC?
Ooh, nice. I think it would literally be the dirt sheet people. Anybody with backstage knowledge. Honestly, all this shit is unnecessary that comes out. It just makes you hate people for whatever reason, or like people for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just give me a show.
With the IWC, I'm just like who you like. Why'd you like the fact that you can go on the space and go, I don't know, John Cena, and there'll be like 10 other people to tell you John Cena sucks. That's fine, but it goes too far. It always goes too far.
Yeah. It always goes into why are we fighting this person, or what's going on with this and all that.
And then
don't need all this drama.
And then there's these know-it-alls that think they know better than you because they've been watching things for longer, or just because they've watched it for longer, their opinion matters. Like Dave Meltzer is that.
Yeah, just oh man, I know wrestling.
And then people hang on his comments. It's just bro, just like what you like.
Yeah. It's like music, It's all music. I can like my music from 90s and whatever, 2000s or who knows. And, somebody come out and be like, yeah, the Migos is my favorite group of all time. Of all time! And I'd be like, all right, really like... It's different eras, different tastes. Everybody got their own taste.
Yeah.
Respect others.
I would remove the IWC. It's a toxic environment.
But I would also remove dives as well. It's way too many dives. I hate the dives where they just look like they're standing to catch. Do something.
I feel like you're more.
Random.
I feel like that you're more upset that Oh, Ray Phoenix no longer does that dive.
It was the only dive that had impact. It was the only dive. I mean, he hit nothing, but it had speed. It had malice to it. Everybody else just dived. Like CM Punk diving on 2.0 and Danny Garcia this week. They just caught him. There was no point for this. It was just like, oh, let's gather around and catch CM Punk as he dives. I don't care. Give me a dive with some malice.
Well, Eric said, I think you two actually gave the same answer. Pretty much.
Yeah, you know.
But I feel like the IWC are probably IWCs of not even just IWC. Even it happens even in the Star Wars fan base.
Yeah,
it's all just toxic
just
environments.
let people enjoy shit. If they enjoy it, let them enjoy it. I'm not gonna attack you. I'm not. You don't need to come up with an attack and be like, no, that sucks, and then give on why it sucks, and then not only why it sucks, give alternate routes of this is why this is better. Fuck all that.
If I could change one thing, I would really like the performers to show more love for their craft. I think that's a double-edged thing because there are people that love their craft but are put into a box by what the booker or the owner wants to see. Like you see it a lot with WWE, but there's people, if you watch the way they talk, there's a lot of them that love what they do. They love being a professional wrestler. But there's the booking side and this is the WWE style. So like
This
you
is
get
the
beat
politics of this.
Yeah. So I think that's the thing where it's just like this is what wrestling is now. Eric makes sense to some Regal explaining how to pin someone and how to properly kick out and makes it so much sense to him. I still want to know who that was directed to.
There's several people probably. Several people. People aren't kicking out like they used to. Wrestlers don't wrestle like they used to. This is old man Marcus talking right now.
Eric says, I hate seeing amazing moves, but no one sells any of them. But that's what wrestling is now.
It sucks. It sucks that they don't sell.
It's the pop. It's all about the pop and then move on to the next thing. It's all spot fests.
Yeah.
All the best matches post most, well, not, I wouldn't say all. 90% of them since maybe what? How far do you want to go back? 2005? Have all been spot fests.
Yeah. Like,
And
he's
then you
not
get
telling
that-
the story. It's like, let's just go to this spot. Let's try to do this. Let's try to get a reaction out of that. Trust the wrestling. To have a match.
And then you get those one true gems that are just like, yeah, they sold the hell of that shit.
Yep. They really got their ass kicked and stuff. It was like, oh, this is a fight. Instead of, I need to do a dive so they can chant, this is awesome.
Yes.
And I really hate that so many wrestlers just wrestle the same. All of them wrestle the same. You can't tell me what's the difference between Adam Cole, the Young Bucks,
I mean, Adam Cole doesn't flip that much.
He doesn't. But he fights more like Matt Jackson than he does Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson does all the flips. I'm just saying, it's just too many wrestlers that do the same super
Adam
kick.
Cole wrestles exactly like CM Punk.
No.
Yeah, they're the same
Well,
person.
maybe. But I just want people to have different styles. Everybody seems to want to do the same thing. Everybody has a super kick.
Which actually, I was surprised.
Every
that
single
Carmelo-
wrestler in the world. WWE and
Carmelo-
AEW.
That Carmelo won with a super kick this week.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And
Someone's selling that.
I want to know how different a super kick is to a regular kick and why it's a super kick. What's so super about it? It's just a side kick.
It doesn't beat nobody. In real life, if somebody got super kick like that, they'd be dead most of the time. But in wrestling, nah, I'm just gonna kick up and I'll do my own super kick, and then I'll bounce back off the rope and give you an insecurity, and then you'll give me an insecurity, and then we both lay out, and the crowd will chant, "This is awesome."
It's too easy. That's the thing as well. It's too easy to get "This is awesome." You so much as leave your feet, you're getting a leave "This is awesome" chant.
Yep. You actually moved? This is awesome.
Eric's saying a lot of things, and he's typing this on an iPad, which I don't.
Tell him to shut up. Yeah, tell him to shut up.
I'm like, typing on an iPad is not fun. I hate so many moves are predictable. I hate seeing Cole's Panama Sunrise. It's so staged. Omega and Bryan Danielson's match on AEW was so entertaining because they let the match breathe. Yeah, but that's two people on the top tier of the game.
Yeah. The rest of these new booties don't know what they're doing.
Oh, what else is he? FE40, the Dodgers will win tonight.
I guess E40 said the Dodgers are gonna lose. Fuck you, E40. All right, let's end the show. I got nothing else to talk about, and I've had a headache since the start for whatever reason. If anybody can tell why I've been moving and like dodging light this entire time, my head is fucking pounding.
Eric said he's not on an iPad. Okay. But I've been Lord Manny Hayes. He's been
Marcus, the grand finale.
And we'll be back next Tuesday, for the more Untitled Manny and Marcus show antics.
The legacy continues.
What legacy?
I don't know.
Are we the new legacy? Are we Cody? Are we Cody and Ted?
If we are, you're Ted. I'm Cody. I don't even know how that works out.
That makes me the deadbeat.
Yeah, but it also makes me hate it and try to cure racism. But as a black man, maybe I can.
And on that note, guys, as we ponder how to cure racism, we'll be back next week. Peace.